Okay, fam. I admit, here's my disclaimer. I admit that I don't know everything that there is to know about the MIDI world and the digital and the controller world and all of the MIDI madness that goes on inside the keyboard and inside of the brain of the software that you're using. But what I will say is that I will always find a ghetto solution. But I'm reluctant to call it ghetto because I had to find this information on my own, and I had to, this is what works for me, and I didn't read this, so you can't really call this ghetto information or ghetto solution because it is not written. It is not written. So apparently, for me to discover this information and for it to work, then that's intellectual information. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't really know. I do know this. I do know that I may take one approach and then somebody might email me or call me or, post a video reply and be like, T, you stupid. All you had to do was this and that and the other. And I'm like, okay, that is cool. But it wasn't written for you. You had to find out your way. So that's just your way, your approach, because it's not written. This MIDI information, this MIDI communication, this allows us to be programmers. You understand where I'm coming from? We program. So we're going to program our drum machine to, I'm going to program this button to talk to that. I can use stop for play as opposed to, play for stop. You know what I'm saying? Instead of stop for stop and play for play, I could program the thing to say, okay, when I hit stop, then the program will play. Or when I hit this pad here, the application to play. So we're really programmers. So I'm sure there's a much more righter way to do it. But really, when it comes like this and it come with no information at all, you really kind of got to troubleshoot it on your own. And I'm just here to kind of wither that problem for you, as opposed to you doing the 9, 10, 12-hour search. I'll do it for you, and then I'll display it because I want you to come to my site and learn more information over at www.todaysbeats.com. You dig where I'm coming from? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, fam, check it out. What we're going to talk about now is we talked about the gate, truncating the gate, making letting the gates of the note repeat shorten so that your functions can play better. But there's something else that you have to do for this note repeat to work petitely. And in particular, what you will have to do is now you got to toy with your quantize. Now we're going to talk about quantize time division. So now what you have to do is make your quantize have a relationship with your Akai MPK49, and the relationship that you want to have or want to use would be associated and or affiliated with your time division. Now keep in mind, fam, there's other programs out there. You got Logic, you got Cakewalk, you got Reason, which I'm still kind of fishy about Reason. We're still looking into that. And then we got Pro Tools, which I don't know nothing about, but after these sessions, I will be pulling up Pro Tools and, presenting that information to you, how to utilize your Akai MPK49 with Pro Tools. But for now, we're using Cubase because that's Cubase SX3 because that's what worked for me out of all of my trial and errors. So anyway, what you want to do alongside with after you truncate your gate so that your notes can be more chopped, you will also want to utilize your quantize. Now, what I did in particular, notice here, I don't know if you can see this, but I have my auto quantize set to on, and then I have my sync set to internal, for this. Of course, you would know that, of course. And then we have our global, let me zoom into that. I don't know if you can see it. We have our global set to external so that this can read what Cubase is telling it to do, okay? And then let me see what else. Let me see. I think his device setup. Is it? No, it's a sync. We got some type of sync. Oh, sync setup. And as you see here, I got my internal time code, which you're probably not able to see because the screen is so bunched up. Hopefully you may do. And that's pretty much it. I got the USB audio device because this is what this is called. Now, I thought that there was a problem with the drivers, but there's not a problem with the drivers. After I read the manual explained to me that this is how Windows XP would recognize the MPK49 as a USB audio device. So as long as you got that set up with your MIDI interface, then you're pretty much good to go. We got the MIDI timecode destinations. I use USB audio device, original, not 2 or not Microsoft or whatever. I got MIDI timecode, filers, project time. I got the USB clock destinations, and then down here, I don't know if you guys can see it or whatever, but we got the MIDI clock. I can actually move this. We got the MIDI clock follows project position and always send start message. I don't know if that have absolutely anything to do with it or not, but I just set it up because it sounded right. But again, I'm not MIDI savvy, you know what I'm saying? I just understand just enough to get me going for me to get the job done. For me to get her done, man. You feel me? So that's what I'm trying to do. Set you guys up so you can get her done, man. Okay, but anyway, here's a situation. When you're using your MIDI note time repeat or your note repeat, you would always want to say, for instance, it's time to erase this now because we're getting ready to make a beat. But you would want to say, for instance, if you want a 116, a tet 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 tet, then you will go up to your Quantize here, and you will have to set your Quantize here for the 116. And then, as you see here, you zoom out. As you see here, you will hit your time division, and right here, we zoom out a little more. Right here, if you can see, this here is 116. We got 1/4, 1/4 triplet, 1/8, 1/8 triplet, 116, 116 triplet. Then we got 132, and then 132 triplet. You can't see those two because the camera don't allow you. But anyway, we got our 116 set here on our board with our MIDI clock set to external. And then we got our note repeat on, which we'll be using one of these samples in here. And for the effect to come off properly, you got to make sure that you have your gate truncated to about 35 or whatever. Sometimes you have to adjust it according to the sample. And then you have your Quantize set to 116. If you want your hi-hats to just go. Now, what if you wanted your hi-hats to triplet or double? What you have to do, you have to come and change the Quantize in here, which I will go down to 32 if I wanted to trip it up a little bit. So now I can go tit 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 tit, and then over here with the Quantize here is 116 triplet. Now I can hit that, and this will actually read it and record it. And then I can go to 132, and because I have the Quantize set up here at 132, I can now, Cubase can now read me doing my 132 triplet. You feel me? So you're not gonna fully understand what I'm talking about. We're gonna move on to the next chapter, and I'm gonna give you a demonstration. You know what I'm saying? But you know, the reason why these tutorials is long so that you can really fully understand. I know it took a minute, but it took me 20 hours to figure this out. So 20 minutes of your time is nothing when it, you know what I'm saying? You understand where I'm coming from when it comes to learning something. This is just a quicker way to pick up on this information. And I ain't gonna give y'all all the information. Y'all gotta come to thedaysbeats.com, 2daysbeats.com, and pick up the rest of this information. But I got mad love for my fam, and you know, I got mad love for the game. So of course I'm gonna, you know, put the information out there to make you guys hungry, whet your palate. For the full course meal, come to todaysbeats.com. Anyway, let's move on to the next chapter, and then now you'll fully understand what I'm talking about, because we're going to do some demonstrations, and I'm going to show you how to utilize the Quantize and the time division with Akai and your application host. So let's move on.
Yo, what up, yo, homies and homies? It's your homeboy Quantize. As I hold you down, I brings to you hip-hop in session. A video tutorial teaching you flavor, swagger, styles, tips, and secrets. The dynamic blueprints of hip-hop production. Watch, learn, produce with these guaranteed methods. And you can use your own hardware and software. Pro Tools, Akai, Cubase, Reason, and more. That's right, your homie Quantize will get you back. I hold you down. To place an order, go to www.todaysbeats.com.